Well, the Enforcement Directorate has gotten 4 more days of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's custody. This after a heated exchange inside the Delhi High Court. Well, the Enforcement Directorate said that it needs to confront Arvind Kejriwal with other accused in this particular case. In fact, several leaders from Goa, Aam Aadmi Party leaders from Goa, were also summoned by the Enforcement Directorate. In fact, the Enforcement Directorate made a big claim that Arvind Kejriwal demanded 100 crore rupees as kickbacks. This is a new claim that the Enforcement Directorate has now made, and it also said that they have concrete support to show that there was a money trail as far as the liquor policy is concerned and the Goa polls are concerned. In fact, Arvind Kejriwal there in court said that the only mission of the Enforcement Directorate is to finish the Aam Aadmi Party, and they are trying to create a smoke screen as far as this entire liquor policy case is concerned.
देखिए, सीएम ने कुछ बातें पिछले कुछ महीनों में कही थी। सीएम ने कहा था कि इनको मेरे से और मेरे बयानों से कोई लेना देना नहीं है, इनको सिर्फ मुझे गिरफ्तार करना है। वो बात साबित हो गई। 7 दिन की रिमांड हो चुकी है, कोई नया सबूत, कोई चीज सामने नहीं आई है। तो सीएम साहब ने कहा कि अब तुम अपनी पूरी तसल्ली कर लो, जितने दिन मुझे रिमांड में रखना है तुम रख लो। जज साहब को कहा कि आप जितना दिन ये मांगे इनको दे दीजिए, मुझे इसमें कोई आपत्ति नहीं है, मैं जांच में पूरी तरह से सहयोग कर रहा हूं, मैं रिमांड में रहने के लिए तैयार हूं। तो ये बात उन्होंने कही।
So the Aam Aadmi Party is saying there that there's certainly a political conspiracy which is at play now, and Arvind Kejriwal's arrest was imminent given the fact that Lok Sabha polls are now just weeks away. These are also visuals of Arvind Kejriwal's wife, Sunita Kejriwal, who was present there in court. In fact, she's been addressing various press conferences lately after Arvind Kejriwal's arrest. So she's become an important sort of face after Arvind Kejriwal's arrest by the Enforcement Directorate. What happened in court? Let's look at that quickly, and if we can have that graphic up on the screen as well. So while the Enforcement Directorate argued that there is certainly a money trail and that we have concrete evidence to support that Arvind Kejriwal demanded kickbacks, Arvind Kejriwal demanded 100 crore rupees in kickbacks, Arvind Kejriwal said that, well, this is all political vendetta. In fact, the Enforcement Directorate also claimed that Kejriwal is being evasive, he is not cooperating as far as the investigation is concerned, and that it needs to confront Arvind Kejriwal with other accused. Now, Arvind Kejriwal, on the other hand, said that he was arrested, but the court has not proven him guilty, and that there are just 4 statements against him, and even a pickpocket would not be arrested based on the evidence that the agency has put out in the public domain. In fact, Arvind Kejriwal said that the Enforcement Directorate has fabricated the whole narrative as if it was acting at the behest of the BJP, and the Enforcement Directorate's objective is to finish the Aam Aadmi Party. So a heated exchange there between Arvind Kejriwal and the lawyers of the Enforcement Directorate there. In fact, Arvind Kejriwal also went on to say that the Enforcement Directorate is trying to create a smoke screen for extortion. So various important points being made from both sides. Now, Aishwarya Jain is now joining us live. So Aishwarya, now in the next 4 days, what is the Enforcement Directorate essentially going to do? Of course, it has said that it will confront Arvind Kejriwal with other accused. Several leaders from Goa have also been summoned. But what is the evidence that the Enforcement Directorate has that it wants to confront Arvind Kejriwal with? Because several tall claims were made by the agency in court today.
Well, Vedant, as you rightly mentioned, what transpired in the court today, what were the heated arguments, and it's all out in public now. Now, what will happen for the next 4 days is very important and crucial to understand as well, because Enforcement Directorate has been saying that Arvind Kejriwal is non-cooperative. He's not providing passwords for those mobile phones which were seized earlier from Arvind Kejriwal's residence. Arvind Kejriwal is not even giving the details of the ITRs, the copy or the register that at the CM office used to be compiled of. That register has not been handed over to the Enforcement Directorate. Also, the people, in fact, the leaders from Aam Aadmi Party during the time of elections in Goa, those were summoned. So, Enforcement Directorate will confront Arvind Kejriwal with those people as well regarding the entire money trail of wallet transactions being done and the money sent to Aam Aadmi Party during to Goa during polls for Aam Aadmi Party to use it as in political campaigning. So those statements will also be traced down. Now, till now, it is Enforcement Directorate who has stated that in the last 7 days of hearing of the custody of Arvind Kejriwal, I beg your pardon, it was 5 days that Arvind Kejriwal was questioned. He was confronted with the statements being recorded earlier of the accused that were arrested, and therefore the reason perhaps to establish the entire money trail and to decode what are those important and crucial data in the form of digital evidences, the mobile phones and the laptops that has been recovered by the Enforcement Directorate in the raids that were carried on. So that would be also confronted with Arvind Kejriwal, and therefore the reason perhaps 7 days of custody was being sought by the Enforcement Directorate earlier, but it is Arvind Kejriwal who had been sent for 4 days of custody at 11:30 AM on 1st of April. Arvind Kejriwal will be again produced before the court. On the other side, it is Delhi High Court who will be hearing the bail plea and passing an order on April 3rd till April 2nd. In Delhi High Court, in the bail plea of Arvind Kejriwal that has been filed, Enforcement Directorate has to submit its remarks.
Also, Aishwarya, just looking at what happens in Delhi now, because that is also a crucial aspect to look at. Arvind Kejriwal said that, he'll continue to run the government from inside, from behind bars. The Lieutenant Governor, on the other hand, has sort of come down heavily, said that, jail se sarkar is not a practical proposition and that will not be allowed. But what are the options before Arvind Kejriwal now? Will the Lieutenant Governor now step in? Perhaps one thing that was being talked about is that a government building would be designated as a special prison. He would get special facilities inside prison. So now what are we looking at in terms of the constitutional crisis in Delhi?
Well, that is all hypothetical as of now, that a separate building will be provided or not. But on the other side, remember today a PIL was filed in Delhi High Court stopping Arvind Kejriwal from passing in orders from the ED custody, and that was rejected. It was stated by the Delhi High Court that this is completely up to the judiciary and up to the government, that how they need to function. There is no such provision that a Chief Minister cannot function from the jail, and therefore the reason Arvind Kejriwal is very much adamant that he will continue to be the Chief Minister and he will run the government from the jail. It is Saurabh Bharadwaj, Atishi, Sunita Kejriwal being the face and representative of Arvind Kejriwal, who had been doing several press conferences in the past. But we have seen that how Arvind Kejriwal has passed orders relating to health department, to water department as well, and he has been communicating in terms of 1 hour time period that has been given on a daily basis for the lawyers or the family members to meet, and Arvind Kejriwal passing that message as to how the government has to function. But it will be certainly in the upcoming days, as the political showdown will be there and elections round the corner. Aam Aadmi Party had to go to the voters. Certainly it would be in absence of Arvind Kejriwal where Aam Aadmi Party will be going to seek votes of the people.
Aishwarya, thanks very much for joining us with that update. So the Enforcement Directorate getting 4 days of Arvind Kejriwal's custody after that heated exchange inside the Delhi Rouse Avenue Court.